How's it going, everyone? Agent Shadow back here with another Monster Hunter Rise tutorial. In this video, I'll be going over some of the more advanced techniques and strategy behind the Chargeblade, and there is some awesome stuff to go over and talk about. Starting with more advanced movement and positioning, including wirebug techniques, we'll also talk a little about monster behavior and rage mode here, guard point countering and timing, and all the new switch skills you will unlock getting further into the game. But first, if you're new to the Chargeblade, I recommend watching my beginner tutorial. I'll leave a link in the video here as well as down below in the description. Also, if you're new to the channel and like Monster Hunter Rise content, leave a like and subscribe for more, and if you haven't already, hit the bell to enable post notifications so you'll be the first to know when I upload a new video. I'll also leave a link to my Twitch channel where I stream Monster Hunter Rise and help players with whatever they need. And with that, let's hop into the video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to go over is advanced movement and positioning. As a Chargeblade user, we are always up close and personal with the monster. With that being the case, we have to learn to play around the monster, positioning ourselves to be able to deal the most damage. Note that this may mean giving yourself a little distance to observe the monster's patterns and set up to counter them. After all, you can't take a hit and do damage at the same time, right? Most, if not all, monster attacks have a tell, a moment of pause, or an animation that tells you when they're about to attack. Pay attention to these and learn what attack is coming next to set yourself up to counter. One thing to note here is that after taking a certain amount of damage, a monster will become enraged. This is usually signified by a roar. When enraged, the monster's attack patterns become more relentless and do more damage to the hunter. In Monster Hunter World, there was an icon that let you know when the monster was enraged, but has since been removed in Monster Hunter Rise. You'll have to keep an eye out for this and be ready to adjust your positioning to counter and deal with the frenzied monster. For advanced movement, I want to show you two things that will greatly help you reposition quickly and deal damage to the monster using wirebugs. The first being this move, that zooms you in the direction you choose and puts you into axe mode. You can use this to quickly chase down a monster after it's knocked down or if it jumps away from you. To perform this, press ZL plus X while your weapon is drawn in either sword and shield mode or axe mode. Note that this move always ends in axe mode if you don't put in a follow-up. This move can be chained into a variety of follow-ups. Pressing X plus A at the end of it will let you counter with AED or UAED if you have charge piles in the shield. Pressing ZR or X will put you back into sword and shield mode. Normally, this movement can only be performed once and there's a moderate cooldown until you can use it again. However, if you press ZR or X to go back into sword and shield mode at the end, you can instantly perform it again without the cooldown. You can use this to cover large distances mid-battle and position yourself wherever you need to be. The second movement involves an aerial technique with the wirebugs to quickly reposition and get an awesome hit on the monster. This one requires that your weapon is put away, so use this attack as an opener when encountering a monster for the first time or re-engaging after it runs away. Note that this does mount damage, which is signified by the purple markings here, which means it has a chance to put the monster into wyvern ride mode if enough mount damage has been done. To perform this move, press ZL and aim above your intended target, then press ZR. While airborne, quickly double tap A and then press B. Once close enough to the target, press ZR or X to hit the monster in either axe mode or sword and shield mode. This requires really quick inputs, which is why it's an advanced technique. Let's take a look at it step by step. Again, hold ZL and aim above the intended target. While holding ZL, press ZR to launch. Note that while airborne in any situation, double tapping A will suspend you in mid-air on a wirebug. Pressing B will launch you from this state, allowing you to land an aerial hit. This one's a bit tough, so make sure to practice the inputs and get the timing down. We talked about guard points in the last video. I explained what they were and how to use them. In this video, I want to go over guard point counters. When landing a guard point or a regular block, you can press X plus A to go directly into an AED or UAED, much like the Silkbind guard but without the wirebugs. Note that unless your shield is charged or you have at least one stack in the skill called guard, the knockback may be too much to perform the counter. Another thing I want to talk about is the timing. While guard point counters are relatively easy to pull off, timing them is another thing. If you perform a counter at the wrong time, you can be punished due to the end lag of stronger moves like the AED and UAED. Guard point counters are an advanced level technique because you will need more experience hunting the monsters and learning their tells in order to land the counter consistently. Alright, now it's time to talk switch skills, the first of which is called the Condensed Spinning Slash. aka the Savage Axe. This substitutes your charged sword for a charged axe that spins and deals multiple hits on the monster while also dealing file damage. To perform this, there are two ways. The first is the same as charging your sword as I explained in the last video. Press ZR plus A, then hold X until your axe begins to spin. The second method involves the Silkbind guard. When landing the guard, press X to go into a Savage Axe mode. Note that this does mount damage. Note the charged axe icon here. In order to land the multi-hit, you will need to hold X and A respectively as the axe makes contact. See here, as you're holding X to charge, the axe comes down for a multi-hit. In order to continue the combo, press A, but remember to hold A as the axe makes contact on both hits here and here. This combo can be repeated infinitely by pressing X again. Rinse and repeat. You can also finish the combo into an AED or UAED by pressing A again after the 2 consecutive hits. One cool thing to note is that as the axe hits the monster, it deals file damage at the cost of 1 file. But if you are successful in landing all of the multi-hits, you'll get that file back. Savage Axe deals a ton of damage and also has a chance of knocking out the monster if you're using an impact Chargeblade. Also note that going into Sword and Shield mode or putting away your weapon will end the Savage Axe mode and you'll need to start it up again. I also noticed that going into Savage Axe mode after charging files is a bit quicker than doing it when they're already charged. The next skill is the Counter Morph Slash. Now this one is really great because it makes the active frames longer when switching from Sword and Shield mode to Axe mode and vice versa. Now how does that affect you? It means you have a bigger window to land guard points when morphing, which is done by pressing ZR plus X. See here the amount of time that the shield stays in front of you while switching. This makes the animation longer of course, but makes it easier to time guard points as you have a little more time. I noticed though that when switching from Sword and Shield mode to Axe mode, the frames are a little shorter than from Axe mode to Sword and Shield. The third and final skill is Axe Hopper, and man do I have fun with this one. This skill makes your hunter slam down his weapon in Axe mode, then spring into the air. When here, you can decide to land an aerial version of the AED or the UAED. Note that this skill will replace your Silkbind guard, and if you choose to use it, you won't be able to perform the Silkbind guard anymore. But if your blocking skills and guard point skills are solid, it shouldn't be an issue. To perform this, press ZL plus A, just like the Silkbind guard. While airborne, you have 4 options. Pressing A will do a mid-air AED. While pressing X plus A will do the UAED. Pressing X by itself will do an Axe Slash and land you in Axe mode. While pressing ZR will do a slash that lands you in Sword and Shield mode. Be sure to time your inputs correctly to land the attack on the intended target point. Well, that's it folks. If you can master the skills from these last 2 tutorials, you'll be knocking down monsters and making cool clips of your own to share and flex on your fellow hunters. But be sure to keep it fun and show them how it's done if they ask. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be live streaming Monster Hunter Rise on Twitch every Thursday through Sunday, posting open lobbies to help players that need it. If you would like to join the hunt, be sure to tune in and let me know in chat. I hope to see you all there. Until then, good luck and happy hunting.